Ok, bonjour tout le monde. Il est 10h30 ici à Londres, alors bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous m'entendez, j'espère que vous me... I can't see anything. Okay, Jill, is it because you're sleepy that you can't see anything? Hello Miriam, bonjour tout le monde. Okay, so we've got lots of questions to answer. What I'm going to do is answer the easiest one and then finish by the hard one, okay? Merci, la façon dont vous enseignez est parfaite, merci. Now, Chris has a question. Is French pretty much the same all over France? And the answer, Chris, is absolutely. I think it's pretty much the same. What will vary is A, the accent, B, the idioms, maybe. So you've got some expressions that I may use that my colleague Caroline might not use, okay? But that's the only difference. So French is pretty much used throughout France the same way. Now, Miriam, I am going to cover the past tense. Okay, and this is the main part of today. I want to cover tenses, but what I want to teach you is the very first question that we had. What was for someone saying, but how can you tell when to use être and avoir in the past tense? So we are going to see that in a minute. Before we do that, Jonathan Andrade said, what's the difference between neuf and nouveau? And you know, this question is done pretty often actually, and can you pan de chocolat person and chocolatine person? I'm not sure I understand that. Bonjour Karen, bonjour Romy, bonjour Arumina, bonjour Mohamed, bonjour tout le monde. Now have a look at these two words here, okay? So I've got nouveau and I've got neuf, okay? So Jonathan says, but what's the difference? And they both mean new in French, okay? But it says, I see that, okay, and I don't know when to use one rather than the other. Now listen very carefully, it's very hard to tell the difference. And I think in France, French people do use them interactively. I don't know whether you can say, sometimes they use them one and use another one. So I had to Google that one, just like you would have Googled that one. And this is what I come up with. When you use nouveau, you use it placed before a noun, most commonly, okay? And it refers to something different from before, okay? Now, I will show you an example so you can understand that. The feminine version of nouveau is nouvelle. It can have only one L, okay, EL at the end if the word begins with a vowel or an H if it's a masculine word, or an X at nouveau if it's plural, or an S at nouvelle, ELLES, if it's plural feminine, okay? Now, neuf, on the other side, is placed most of the time after the noun, okay? And it refers to something that has been fabricated recently, as in an object. Okay, an object. So most likely you are going to use the word neuf to refer to an object. Okay, so I wrote un objet here. Okay, un objet. So neuve is the feminine of neuf. Okay, and you put an S in either one of them if you want to put this into the plural form. Now have a look at that. Voici mon, and this is my numéro de téléphone, and we want to say this is my, let's say I'm going to put red here, my new phone number. Now which one are you going to use? Are you going to use nouveau, and I'm going to write them here, or neuf? Now remember what I said to you, nouveau is placed before the noun, neuf is most commonly placed after the noun, and we use nouveau for something that is a replacement to something, or neuf that is something fabricated new. So what word are you going to use here? Voici mon nouveau numéro de téléphone, or voici mon neuf numéro de téléphone, okay? So if you have an idea, Jonathan, you would know now which one to put here. Is numéro de téléphone an object? Well, it's not. So because it's not an object, people, it's not an object, Rhonda, Marty, it's not, and then it is going to be nouveau, okay? voici mon nouveau numéro de téléphone. Now remember, neuf refers to an object. A phone number is not an object. It replaces something that was old before. Okay, so it's new, but something that is brand new will be neuf. Okay, so have a look at the next one here. Can you see the next one? Il a une, and then we want to put new girlfriend. So he has a new girlfriend. Okay, so he has a new. Is it going to be neuf or nouveau? Neuf or nouveau. Now, knowing that it's une, it's going to be feminine no matter what. So, nouvelle or neuve. Okay, Mohammed, it is une nouvelle. Padmini, it is not neuf. Okay, neuf refers to something like an object, brand new. Okay, I mean, you could say he's got a brand new girlfriend, but here it is nouvelle, absolutely, because we refer to something that is replacing something. Okay, so he probably had a girlfriend before, now he's got another one, but it's not an object, is it? Okay, and it comes before the noun, so it's nouvelle. Now, have a look at the last one. Il veut acheter une voiture. So we want to say he wants to buy a car new or a new car. What is it going to be? Une voiture neuve ou une voiture nouvelle? Okay, it is Mohammed, well done you. It is neuf, absolutely. And watch out, it is here neuve, VE, because une is feminine. Okay, so here it is neuf because it's a brand new car. It's a car that didn't exist before. It's brand new, look, okay? However, if you said j'ai acheté une nouvelle voiture, like a nouvelle voiture, here nouvelle comes before voiture, then the car is maybe not probably new, okay, but it's replacing an old one, okay? So Jonathan, hopefully, can I just ask you if I've answered your question or not before I go into talking about the past tense, okay? It's very hard, very, very hard concept, okay? And ancien, Galaxy Note, is a very good question. Ancien could be replaced by, it's the, if you want the synonym of, the opposite of nouveau or nouvelle, okay? Ancien is nouveau or nouvelle, okay? And I would say vieux would be the opposite of neuf, okay? Vieux as old, okay? Great team, John. Yes, it's clear. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now let's go to the very first question that I had. I can't remember what it was, but a few of you said, well, talk about past tenses, because that's what the program is about today, about tenses, okay? Now, well done, thank you. Bonjour crazy, bonjour Mido, bonjour. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about when to use avoir and être in past tenses. And this was one of the first questions that I had here about an hour ago. And if you do want me to answer questions, please send it about an hour ago so I have time to read and do some research about that, okay? Right. Bonjour Nigeria, hello to Nigeria, and Afghanistan, bonjour. Now, let's have a look. First of all, guys, and I really want you, and I really insist on that, I want you to learn how to conjugate the verb être, and avoir in the present tense. It has to become something that you do. Did you hear that? I clicked my fingers. It has to become something that you do naturally. Okay, so être, je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Now, il est, elle est, on est comes into the same category. So it could do il, and est. And they come because they all conjugated the same way. Now, I could split this into two, as in this is called the singular pronouns, okay? And they are called the plural pronouns, okay? Because we talk about more than that, okay? Now, you need to learn this. Avoir as well. J'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. And the reason being is that these two verbs are known as auxiliary verbs, but we know that, don't we? They are the yeast that is going to make the bread rise, okay? I always say that. They are the two verbs that are going to give me signals of when the scene is happening in the past tense, okay? When you conjugate être and avoir in the present tense, we are going to use this in the passé composé. The passé composé is a past tense. It's a tense that is used in the past and is gone done over with. And the way we do that is by putting the verb either avoir or être in the present tense. Sorry, we've got that here, okay, in the present tense. And then added to that, we add the past participle of the verb you want to conjugate, quite simply, okay? So I have here some verbs, and I think the best way would be for me to show you a series of verbs. Okay, now try to see what they mean, okay? Être, we know, means to be, okay? To be, okay? Être. And these are the infinitive form of those verbs. Avoir, we know, means to have. Faire means to do or to make. Parler means to speak or to talk. Je parle français, for example, you could say. Descendre, that means to go down, come down or go down. Aller, it means to go. Jouer, it means to play. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm not sure whether you can see. Marcher is to walk, okay? Prendre is to take, Finir is to finish. Partir is to leave, And se laver is to wash yourself. I have included se laver because it is known as a reflexive verb. And the reason why I have used the reflexive verb, it's because this verb in the passé composé takes to be. Okay? So, here we are. I go back here. When do you use être and when do you use avoir in the passé composé? Well, all the verbs that are known as movement verbs, movement, I don't know how to spell movement. Is that the way you spell movement? Movement verbs, okay, and all the words known as reflexive verbs take être in the passé composé. So when we want to say I washed myself, we are going to take être as the main, the yeast, if you will, the main auxiliary. But all other verbs take avoir. Okay? So you're going to say, well, what are the movement verbs? Don't know. Well, there's a list for you. You just have to type French movement verbs, okay, and they will come up, okay. Movement verbs are known as movement verbs, okay, which is quite interesting knowing that marcher, to walk, is not in the list, okay. Don't ask me why, I don't know, okay. But I'm going to show you here, and we're going to guess which one is the movement verb. Once you know this, which ones are the reflexive, which ones are the movement verbs, once you've spotted them, then you can be sure that any other verbs will be conjugated with avoir in the past tense, okay? Now, movement verbs, I have done videos on movement verbs, okay? There is out there, if you look on my playlist, just type French movement verbs and it will come up. Now, here we are. Let's guess. Out of all these lists, which one is A, a movement verb, and B, a reflexive verb? So let me have a look at them again. Être, avoir, faire, parler, descendre, aller, jouer, marcher, prendre, finir, partir, and se laver. Okay, which ones of them are they movement verbs or reflexive verbs? Can you show me? Okay, come on. Here we go. Go for it. Which one of them? Guess. Go on. Fire away. Which ones of these is a movement verb or a okay. Alors, Tamsin is right. Aller definitely is a movement verb. So now I'm going to circle that one. Okay. What other verb? Descendre. Well done, Andrew. Descendre. Well done, you. And jouer is not a movement verb. Descendre, aller is definitely a movement. Partir, Jonathan. Bravo. Partir is a movement verb. Okay. Jouer is not. I know it sounds funny because you would think, well, all of them sounds like movement verb, but they are not. There is a very specific list of movement verbs. Okay. Gurgit van marcher is not a movement verb, unfortunately, and yes, it does sound like it should be, but it's not. Now, se laver, Dariona, definitely is a reflexive verb, so therefore is a reflexive verb. Well done. So it should be conjugated with être. So, well done, you. You have spotted all the verbs that take être in the passé composé. So, well done. Prendre is not a movement verb. Prendre is not a movement verb, I'm afraid. And yes, I mean, you think, well, they could all be movement verb. We're all action verbs, you know. But no. Now, if you again have a look at the video on movement verbs, Mr. and Mrs. Van der Trump. This is the acronym that each letter represent one verb. Okay, have a look at that. So, we have identified in my list 4 verbs that are going to take être in the passé composé. Okay, so in the passé composé, if you wanted, have a look at descendre, to go down. If you wanted to say I am coming down or I came down, sorry, more like I came down, then in that case you need to say I and then use the présent. Here we go, can you see that? I for I is je suis. So use that and add a past participle to that verb. So here we go. I'm going to use green. Je suis. Okay. And then you need a past participle. For descendre, it is descendu. Can you see that? Descendu. I'm not sure you can see that. There you go. It can take an E if you're a lady. Je suis descendu. Okay. Not j'ai descendu, not in that case. If you are talking about yourself going down, je suis descendu. Okay? Now let's have a look at aller using je. It's going to be the same. Je suis allé. I went. Okay? Je suis allé. Okay? And partir will be the same. Je suis parti. Okay? Je suis parti. Okay? And for se laver, it's slightly harder because you need to know and have a what we call the reflexive pronouns here. It will be je and then me suis lavé. Okay? Je me suis lavé. So here we have identified the 4 verbs in that list that take être in the passé composé. Remember, the passé composé is a past tense. It's a tense. Well done, Mohali. Je me suis lavé. Bravo. Wow, you're good. I didn't realize. Je suis allé. Je suis parti. Well done. And je me suis lavé. Well done. This is really, really good. Okay. Now, you've got that. Have a look at the other verbs. The other verbs are going to conjugate with avoir in the past tense, passé composé. So here we've got j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Can you see that? So j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont. Knowing how to conjugate to have in the present tense means that you will have no problems conjugating these little fellows here, the verbs, into the passé composé. And the way we do that, obviously, you need to be able to know what the past participle of these verbs are. So for être, you want to say I have been. So, or I was is the same here. J'ai été. Okay, so you're going to say, hold on a minute. How is that? J'ai été. Well, that's because, let's go back here. We have j'ai, okay? and then we need to add the past participle of être, which is été. I have been. Been is été. Now, avoir is the same. J'ai, and then it's slightly harder. The past participle is eu. J'ai eu. I've had. I have had. Okay, well done, Nathan. Nathan, well done. And Weridi, bravo. Okay, bonjour Richard, I'm okay. Merci, ça va bien. Et vous? Ça va? Okay, j'ai eu, well done. Okay, and then the next one, faire. J'ai, I have, fait. Again, you need to know your past participle. I've said that many times before, okay, that when you want to, why don't you set out a list of verbs like this one, put what the past participle of that verb is, especially if you want to speak in the past. That will come useful not only in the passé composé, but in the plus perfect, in a conditional perfect, in whatever perfect, okay? So, parler. I have spoken. J'ai parlé. J'ai parlé. So, descendre, aller, je suis, okay. Now, jouer. J'ai joué. I'm sorry about how messy. That tells you how my brain works here. Marcher. Bonjour, Dalida. Dalida, just like the French singer. J'ai parlé. Now, marcher. J'ai, here we go, I'm going to remove that to make it clearer. J'ai marché. J'ai marché. Now you will notice that ER verb are very easy to conjugate because they have E accent as past participle. I've covered that before, so I mean I'm not going to cover any of that, but it's quite easy to spot them. So prendre is not an ER, so it's going to be something very different. J'ai pris. I have taken. And that's what it means. J'ai pris. Well done, Nathan. Nathan is on fire. Mo as well, and Yoti as well. Oh, j'ai prendu. No, we don't say prendu. Watch out. We say j'ai pris. Okay, but well done for trying saying that. Okay. J'ai pris. And then finir, which is a second group verb. J'ai fini. Okay, so that's how you tell the difference between when do I need to use avoir and être. Okay, you just identify the verb and you think, well, am I using here a movement verb or am I using a non-movement verb? So it's any movement. I just spotted Emmanuel says negative au passé. Je ne me suis pas lavé. That's the negation. Attends, wait. I want to do an exercise. Have a look at that just for a minute. Je ne me suis pas lavé. Okay, I'm just putting this reflexive. It's a very good question. Ne pas. Okay, that's where they come. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Exception, non-movement verb fatigué. Tu me fatigues. Je suis fatigué. Well, that's different. Je suis fatigué here is an adjective. I am tired. You're describing the way you are. It's no longer a past participle here. Yeah? So watch out. Fatigué is not an exception. Now, okay, here we go. Little exercise you. We've got 10 minutes. We're going to do that. I want you to conjugate the verb aller. Here's aller. Using this sentence. Je, and then see on the line, you need to fill it up au supermarché. So aller is to go. I want you to say, I went to the supermarket. Okay, what is it? I went to the supermarket, knowing that aller is a movement verb. Okay, so how would you say that? I went to the supermarket. Now remember that aller. So je, and then it will be suis allé. Well done. Je suis allé au supermarché. Very good. Okay, now, je suis allé au supermarché. I'm sorry, I need... Okay, here, have a look at the one underneath now. I'm going to separate them to show you and you're not too... Okay, now the next one is Tom, and then the verb is prendre, to take, un parapluie. So Tom, and then the verb is to take an umbrella. But we want to say Tom has taken an umbrella. Tom has taken. So how would we say that? Tom a pris, very good, an umbrella. Un parapluie. Now, for the people who think, well, how is it a? I don't know where that comes from, but let's go back to this. It is here. Why is it a? Because Tom is il. Okay, can you say that? Il. Okay, il a. Il a. So one thing which is very important here is that you have to be able to identify your subject pronoun. What is your subject pronoun? Is the subject of the sentence. Here it's Tom. Tom is what? Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Well, Tom is il. Okay, il. So il a. And then past participle pris. So well done, guys. You're doing well. You're very, very good. Now, he has taken an umbrella. Have a look at the next sentence. Tom et moi faire un gâteau. So Tom and I, the verb is to do or to make a cake. So we want to put that in the passé composé. Tom and I have made a cake or made a cake. Is it possible to say Tom prenait un parapluie au passé? It would be with a T, Emmanuel, and yes, if we were using the imperfect tense, but here we are using the passé composé, okay? So your translation will be Tom was taking an umbrella, okay? It's absolutely fine. We can use here we're using the passé composé. It's an action that took place in the past and is gone done over with. If you had taken if you had used the imperfect tense, it would be an action that somehow carried on in the past, started in the past, carried on in the past, okay? Or something that you used to do, okay? So now, but well, good question, very good question. And Rose, well done you. Avons fait, okay? Good, good. Yes, well done. Nous avons fait, insert your quarters. Depending upon the subject of the sentence, I'm very confused. But that's what I'm explaining, Pooja. I'm trying to explain that. Please explain on how some verbs take up avoir as well as être. As the auxiliary verb. Okay, I'll do that in 1 minute. No, that's not what I've explained. I apologize, actually. That's not, but let's have a look. So, faire, avons fait, marcher, not a movement verb, so therefore using avoir in the past. So vous is vous avez. Okay, what is vous avez marché? Dalida, well done. Vous avez marché. Okay, well done you guys. You're on fire. Oh, well done Nathan and Tenzin. Oh, vous êtes marché. Tenzin, watch out. Marcher is not a movement verb. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. So remember that marcher is used with avoir, no matter what in the past, okay? Vous avez marché, and why it's avez? Because we're using vous. Now, let's have a look at another one, and then I explain why some take avoir and être as well. Okay, so il, and then we want to say descendre. Now, descendre, we've just seen that descendre takes être in the passé composé. Okay, so who can do this one? Dans le garage. So they went down in the garage. Okay, let's say that the garage is under the house. And yes, it is definitely ils sont descendus. Well done. Ils sont, Maria, watch out, descendre needs to be transformed from the infinitive into the past participle. So ils sont descendus. And because we are using the verb sont, we need to agree that. So we have to put an S at descendu. Okay, ils sont descendus. Where did they go down? Dans le garage. Okay, partir and se laver, all of them use être. Okay, so il, alors tu es parti. Louis Nabi Yashi, well done. Tu es parti. Very good. Très tôt. You left very early. Well done. Very well done. So tu es parti. We need to use the verb être. Okay. Bonjour Rishab. Now Alice. Alice se laver. So we want to say she washed herself. Elle, and I saw it here. Jonathan, you're good. Well done you. Elle and Nilan Viana. Bravo. Okay. Hello. Hello, Rohan. Bonjour. Elle s'est lavée. And well done you, because it's really hard, okay? It's very hard that you have to by the way, Louis, not me. Me only applies for je. And for Alice, because she is a she, it is S, okay? So you keep it as it is. And well done for the double E, because we are using she, okay? It is really, really, really hard. Now, to answer the question, which I think is very relevant, let me have a look. Here we go. Let's take descendre as an example. Now, here's descendre, okay? Now, descendre can be used with both être or avoir. And how is that possible? A lot of these verbs, a lot of these movement verbs can be used with avoir, but they have completely different meanings. So, être, je suis descendu. Okay, we know what that means. I descend, yeah? I came down. Okay, je suis descendu. So if I am the subject of that verb, okay, use then the verb to be, because it's a movement verb. However, if you say j'ai descendu, I could say la poubelle, okay, suddenly we are using the auxiliary avoir. Why? Why? Because bonjour, because, why do you think that is? I want someone to answer this question actually. Why do you think that is, that suddenly we're using j'ai as an auxiliary, no longer je suis? What's happening? What's COD? Absolutely. That's what's happening. It has a direct object. The direct object to this verb is la poubelle, the bin. So I have taken the bin out. I have taken it down, okay? So suddenly, because we have a direct object to that verb, then the auxiliary verb changes. We are no longer using to have, to be, sorry, because that was me. We are using to have, okay? So does that answer your question? I can't remember who asked the question, but hopefully it answers your question, okay? So I hope, how do you make the difference in simple present, present continuous? Rishab, really quickly, because I need to go. I have another lesson coming up after this one, which is only for my subscribers at Learn French with Alexa, or if you join my community at YouTube, you press the join button for something like $5 a month or something like that. You have access to my exclusive lessons, and in these lessons I do a lot of exercises, not like this one, but a bit more profound. Okay, now to answer, Richard, don't say sorry, it's okay. To answer your question, in French we do not have a present continuous. No, it does not exist. So you don't have to make the difference between the present continuous. For example, you want to say je parle. Okay, parler. Je parle, I speak, okay? But you want to say I am speaking, you still use je parle. If you wanted an action that is more like this is happening at the moment, then we have an expression which is je suis en train de. And I think I've covered that in one of my live parler. Okay, so the only way we can do the present continuous in French, is by using the expression être en train de plus the verb you want to use. I am in the midst, in, you know. New member, welcome. Bonjour. Bonjour, Louis Nabi Hachi. Bonjour. Okay, we've got a new member. We have a video on that to search on your YouTube channel. Hello. Hello. Great that you joined my community. We need lots of you. Okay, now GOT, I will answer the COE, COD question. I think it's a very good thing during the next live hangout. Okay, I've got to go now. So, but it was beautiful. And you know what? You're good, man. And it's such a great interactivity. Interactivity, can you say that? I don't know. Anyway, but hopefully I've answered some of your questions, and I will cover COD and COE because a lot of you are asking me for that. Do some exercise next week for that. That's it for me. Au revoir. À bientôt. Bisous, bisous. Salut.